London Jen, I'm back. Oh, one word, three ends on my Jen, just in case you didn't know or forgot. Or it's not like I don't say at the beginning of every show. What I also always forget to say, I don't say this at the beginning, at the top. Hit the like, share the stream, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We are back with another interview from one of the battlers on the insane, epic, crazy, most hyped, most talked about, most anticipated card. Era versus Era, 24th and 25th of July at the Fiddler's Elbow in London. One of the most talked about on the card. Hadn't heard too much from him up until now. Had a little word with us on Sunday Roast last night and had to bring him back to do Era versus Era in 8 and just find out a little more about how he's feeling going into the battle. So without further delay, Joker Starr, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you, man? What's going on?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Excited to get into this conversation with you. I want to do my Era versus Era in 8. So we don't have to strictly stick to a 15-minute time limit. But we'll get these quick fire questions in, or they're not really quick fire. I've got some other quick fire questions, but we'll get these ones in. And I'll start by asking, when was your era and where do you rank yourself in it?
I came in 2010. So I think obviously Jump Off had been about for a few years. Don't Flop had been about not for a whole year, but it was just in its exception. So yeah, I was there, not at the start, but maybe 8, 9, 10 months in. You get me?
A few weeks after the start.
Nah. What happened is, like, they had an event called Blood in the Water that Verb T battled Kruger at, and I was like, okay, because I'd always been a fan of the battle rap and that, but because it was freestyle, I wasn't really too into like the freestyle battles.
Yeah.
Like, I used to chat to Mike Assassin quite a bit, and he, I always respected what he was doing. It like coming off the top of the head, going to people's ends in New York and stuff like that. So yeah, after I saw Verb T battle, like I voiced to him like, yeah, I'd be interested in that, man. And he put me in touch with who I needed to get in touch with, and then had my verse battle versus Prince Kong at some like festival that was going on in East London. Yeah, and that was it. Where do I rank myself?
You say that was it, like, so basically just the foundational shit. That was it, just the beginning when we built everything. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I mean, like, this.
It's the first couple months, but for the rest of the time, I was there.
Yeah, man. And then
all that vet shit.
Yeah, where do I rank myself in it? It's quite, I've never been a fan favorite. I would say I'm definitely the best performer, definitely the best lyricist. Of 2010. The only person who's still doing it now is Matter, that I can think of, who's from that era, 2010. So.
Damn. One of the originators and still here. If you excuse me, I wasn't just, answering my messages. I was just tweeting out the stream. If you ever see me fiddling with my phone, generally, that's what I'm doing. Your opponent, AJ Ra, what do you think of his era and where do you rank him in it?
I haven't really paid much attention to their era up until lately and that, man. But, I respect that they've done it in a time where people ain't doing it. People aren't, like, the interest went down. And, they must have some passion for it to do it when there's not a lot of eyes on it. So I give them respect for that. Where do I rate AJ? I think AJ is the worst, man. He's fucking terrible. He's terrible, and he needs to chill out with all that talking, man. He's gonna get himself killed real bad.
Okay.
So he's talking. Even today, he did an interview that I looked at, and he's saying that their era are better rappers than our era, and we need to accept that. It's like, don't, are you crazy? You crazy?
What was his reasoning? Did he give any reasoning for that?
I can't. I don't want to paraphrase.
You just took the sound bites and just...
Yeah, it's probably stupid, man. But you know, I guess he's doing what he feels he needs to do to give himself confidence, and you know, to get the cheerleaders around the other battlers to cheer each other and go on lives and stuff and talk shit. But
the cheerleaders,
when the day comes, mate, they keep, you know, they say keep that same energy, mate. So we'll see, mate. We'll see who's talking and who ain't talking at the end of the day. At the end of Saturday. Saturday is gonna change certain of these rappers' lives, man. They need to understand they're going into our house, man. So as much as they think like, you know, they're new and, you know, I don't not understand. Hip hop is the only thing, obviously there's sports, but hip hop is the only thing where newer artists think that they're better because they're newer. You know, you're talking about Tony D, who's 2 decades in of writing skill set. Battle rap, you talking to people who have done this for 8-9 years, who honed their skill, know what they're doing, you know, performed in all aspects of it, outside, inside, big crowds, no crowd, no camera, with camera, you know. So I'll just leave it there. I don't want to scare people too much, man. They say I'm quiet and I don't know what the hell they've been talking about, man. But, it is. Well, I guess it is what it is.
Is what it is. You've kind of answered this a little bit already, but just kind of spell it out. Which of the eras do you think was a tougher one to make a name for yourself in? So your era versus AJ's era.
Well, there's no one about in this era, and they have the platform, the foundation, everything is set up. So they know what camera quality to use. They know what lighting to use. The battles will look crispy. The sound will sound nice. You know, their pacing and positioning, you know, everything has been set. The format has been set for them. This era is a walk in the park, man. You get me? All you gotta do is be decent. You don't even have to be all the way good. You get a couple that are really talented and good, and then you just get people that are just hanging around and do it, and people ask them back to battle because there's no one else about. But that's how you build. That's how you build superstars, man. These guys need to have fights amongst themselves. Like, my era was a bit weird because, you know, no one was doing it with any expectation of being like a YouTube superstar, anything like that. We were just doing it to promote our music for the most part. Everyone had an album to promote or some music to promote. And it's only when like Mark Grist came in and did the crossover thing with Blizzard where it blew in the forums and stuff like that, and then it was just like overnight.
Viral.
And then the other one was when Lunacy came in and it just boot overnight. Other than that, people was using battle rap to hone their skills and promote their music. And then after Lunacy, people coming in to try and be superstars. You get me? So my era was a bit tougher because we didn't know what the hell was going on, man. We had no idea.
Yeah, you had to create the blueprint. You had to create the scene.
Yeah, there's some
there
of
was
us
no scene.
We had to create the scene because when I started, it was all mum jokes and humor and, you know, like maybe just disrespectful stuff, you know. So like the introduction of different cadences, different kinds of people involved, man. It weren't just posh nerds, or it just weren't like countryside hicks, man. Like a more kind of city based artists got involved, and then there was the influxion of like the grime artists that got involved, which took it up to a different level, and then introduced like the grime battles to it, you know. So there's errors within the errors of that made it grow. Like, so yeah,
Sure.
these guys got it easy, man. And it's a very boring era because they battle, they come online, they talk. It's easy for them. They ain't felt no bumps and bruises. That's why they're talking like how they're talking. They ain't got hit. Some of them are gonna feel what it's like to get hit with 150 people watching. It's different, man.
Okay.
Different. So we'll see, mate. We'll see. A couple of them will be able to take it. A couple of them is gonna buckle me.
Do you want to name any names? You said a couple. Who's going to be able to
put pressure on people, man?
I
just leave them. I just leave them to talk, man.
Yeah.
But they're talking to, when they talk about me, they don't understand. They're talking to someone who's been doing this thing for 2 decades. I've been rapping longer than half of their lives. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the hell they're talking. I don't not even been paying attention to what they're saying because I can just imagine what they're saying. But you know, when they're stood there, I want them to stand behind him. I'll tell them all, stand behind him, man. You lot need to feel this as well. Anyway.
The next standard question, which I'm going to have to adapt for you, like I had to adapt for Tony. The question is, if you could battle in any era, when would it be? Now, you're someone who has pretty much battled in every era since the beginning. So if there is an era, I'm going to change the question to say, if you could start battling in any era. No, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, if you started battling today, what would your approach be, and how do you sort of foresee your trajectory?
My approach would be similar to the one I took, because it was important for me to have my own identity and not piggyback off like the West Coast sound or the smack sound. But yeah, pretty much the same kind of thing, man. Just trial and error. So like, you know, I was never scared to not be clean. If I find that my individuality, I find what works for me and what doesn't, whether it's pacing, whether it's a style of punchline, whether it's 2-bar setups, 3-bar setups, 1-bar setups, whether it's an 8-bar building up to something and then bringing back something from the second round into the third round to, you know, there's a whole load of techniques that only not being afraid to fall on your face will teach you. I've fallen on my face many times because I don't, you know, I'm a musician first. I'm an artist first. Like, you know, battle rap is secondary to me. But for me I always wanted to expand on my skill set. So like, and master different skill sets within like MCing. So other than that, yeah, man, I'd probably take the same risks to find my individuality in it. You know what I mean? You can't say there's another person that sounds similar to me. You know, I think
one of the things that's most.
I was one of the first people to kind of, like, they called it scheming. Like when they start to call it, they say scheming. It's like, it's just rapping, man.
Yeah.
Like association and put it in place. Like obviously, like it wasn't to the level of what it is today back then, but you know, I was trying things out, seeing what works, man.
Yeah.
You get me?
Okay. Why did you take this battle?
I didn't take it. Tally asked me to kill him.
A favor for a friend. A hit for a friend.
People asked me to kill him, man. Because they, you know, I guess they can hear the similarities, but there's no similarities. He's just loud.
He's just loud.
And he's big. That's it, man.
And that's where it stops.
What do you think? You probably know more of him than I know of him, but probably more of him than you know of me.
I do think there are similarities I mean, obviously, like you said, the physical ones, loud, imposing, stage presence, commanding, and also in the sort of unorthodox nature of you. I think he's very AJ. I think, yeah, because he's had so few battles and still manages to have a style for what, like his style is quite apparent in what, you know, it's quite obvious. Sorry, this is what I'm trying to say. It's quite obvious and he's unorthodox. So I do see those comparisons, and even in the material, I think you're someone of substance. You're someone, you know, who goes deep with your material, who maybe bring slightly different messages. So I can see the similarities, but I do think this is a massive test for AJ. And putting the two of you against each other will really show where you are similar and where you are different. So I think the battle in itself will kind of answer those sort of questions. I do think for sure there are similarities, but
there are one or two.
Yeah, no, and I think that's kind of what makes the battle exciting, or one of the things that makes the battle exciting. What do you rate about your opponent?
Nothing, man. He's got a loud voice, and he's quite cocky. His self-belief is his biggest weakness, man. Like, come on, man.
Is that a backhanded compliment?
Come on.
Okay,
man.
So he's self-confident, but that's also his biggest weakness.
Come on, man. I want people to tag me. If you have my Twitter, tag me in something that he's good in. Tag me in something, man. Because I've been looking for it. Whether it's his poetry, whether it's battle against Moke, his don't flop battles, his battles on the art of rap, battles on No Loose Chat. Tag me in something. Just how this boy is talking. He's talking like he's a legend in his field or what he does. So tag me in something that is that he's done that is good. That's anybody out there watching. Okay. You yourself, if you want to get involved. Tag me in something where I can say, yo, you know what? Nah, that's pretty good, man.
I won't do that, but what I will do is address some of the things he said directly in the next bit. Why do you beat him?
Oh man, like, you know what? Yeah, like, oh, do I have to answer that? No, I'll answer it. I beat him because I'm just better than him.
Good enough.
I'm not gonna give too much away. Not that there is much to give away, but like, we can't do shit, man. Like, unless
not how, but just why?
That's because I'm better.
Yeah, that's okay. Other than potentially your battle, I don't know if you're thinking about that, but what gets battle of the night or battle of the event of the 12 other battles? I have to ask. Of the 12 other battles.
I think how Georgie was talking yesterday, I think he'll put in a great performance. Tony will put a great performance in. I've heard Rivers is talking quite spicy. I like Moke and how he kind of presents himself on camera. I've not seen him live. Soul Jitsu and D-Mac. Soul Jitsu appears very confident, and D-Mac appears very confident.
Sure.
So any battle where two people are showing supreme confidence and belief in themselves, maybe to their own detriment, you know what I mean? For some people. But yeah, man, like either one of those.
Okay. All right. I like those answers. I mean, there's plenty to choose from. And I think there's also sleepers on there. There's sleepers in there that could, could turn out and take that.
Trouble and straps, man. That's right. That could be a good one.
I mean, they all have so much potential. Yeah, for sure.
There's no smoke breaks.
Yeah.
No
smoke breaks. Yeah. No smoke breaks. Yeah. No. Right. So, like I said, I'm going to address some of the things that AJ has said. One of the things, so he's the best of his era and you're the worst.
Come on, man. Come on. Does anyone out there believe that? Does any one of his peers believe? Do you believe AJ Ra's better than you? Any one of his peers? Tell him. Ask him if he thinks he's better than you. Is he better than Georgie? Is he better than Tech? Is he better than Caps? Is he better than Caps?
I guess he lost to Caps, didn't he? So.
Is he better than Moke? Is he better than BT? Is he better than YD?
And what do you think as to you being the worst of your era?
Man, let people believe what they believe in it. Like, man,
okay.
Me, I don't have to prove nothing to nobody, man. Like, if that's what people's belief is, that's their belief in it, man. I'm the worst. Okay. I'm the worst battle rapper in 2010.
He
only one from 2010 still doing it, but I'm the worst. Shout out to me and Matt.
Yeah. He said he wants to prove himself and he wants to make a name for himself in this battle.
Oh, no. Sorry, man. Carry on, man. Please.
Because it wasn't a question. I mean, the thing is, he could, notwithstanding what you do, he could make a name for himself. He could prove himself.
All he got to do is hang in there, man. Like I said to them boys yesterday, their job is to hang in there.
I agree.
Because they will get booked afterwards if they do good.
Just for sure. For sure. All of these battles could be stock raising for sure.
Yeah, and they could make big matches against each other.
Exactly.
And they can't avoid that. They can't just be, I beat so-and-so, so I need the bigger plate. It's not how it works, man.
No.
You got to have fights amongst yourself.
Absolutely.
That's how we did it.
Absolutely. He said of you and your battles, people have allowed you to take the stage. You've never had to battle someone with the same energy as you or more. Are you able to take back the stage if your opponent just kills it? You're going to need to bring more. You're going to need to do more than just fill the stage and make a joke, more than what you're used to doing. What do you think about that statement? People allow you to take the stage and you've never had to battle someone.
The thing is, people will always say that I'm rubbish and I'm going to lose. I've heard this many times. I'm one of the few people who at one point was professional doing this. Like, my livelihood was my music and performing. So of course, if you look at him, he's performed in tunnels and outside brick walls, street corners. Are you talking to someone who's done this for 20 years, performed at Jazz Cafe, performed Kentish Town Forum, the O2s around the country, performed abroad.
So that
done this, done that, shit. 20 years, bro. You was a little baby when I started doing this. So if you thinking, what's he thinking? Like the performance is a weakness. If that was the only thing I did, cool, man. You can have that, man. But I've never heard Snoop say, "Hold it down" for you, and he never will. Snoop is never gonna have to say, "Hold it down." There's certain things you ain't learned, buddy. Yeah, being loud is not a performance. Standing in front of someone rapping ain't a performance, man. I mean, I'm not gonna give you no help, mate. You're gonna have to discover this by yourself, boy.
Well, you did say you had a lesson plan. You did say, you're coming with lessons. So, maybe he will learn. I'm sure he'll learn.
Yeah, everyone's gonna learn. Everyone's gonna learn. Like, if they're interested in looking how to be better, you watch Soul Jitsu, you watch Wilsey, you watch me, you watch Tony, Flippin', you watch Surfer, you watch Tally. Yeah. This is how we got better. Sure. We got better from learning from each other, man, and challenging each other. This ain't no thing as like the biggest ego means you're the best. Like, if you can't humble yourself to learn something, then you're not going to improve. And if this new crop don't realize that, that you're gonna have to at least learn a lesson. Like there's no bigger lesson than taking a loss and adjusting.
That's it. And
all the best are loss. Well,
have to know how to take a loss.
In battle rap, anyway.
Know how to take a loss. Yeah,
you
for sure. You have to,
So you might not feel you lost, but you know, if you're catering to a crowd, then you got to see what kind of crowd what you got to do to cater the crowd to secure the win. If that's what you're about. If you're about imposing your style on someone, then you take the risk of maybe something not working here and there. Yeah. But you know, you can't just go in saying, you know, you're so good that this guy can't touch me. I'm gonna take what he does great and then negate that. Yeah, this battle rap thing is a lot of little bits of pieces that go into it, man. If they want lessons, come ask me, I'll teach them, man. I didn't do a bad job when I was the PG, one of the PG coaches. They changed the game because of me. It's not team sport no more. They got rid of that. They got rid of that, mate. They was switching rules and regulations all the way through that, man. So if you want to get better, if you want to be a better battle rapper, you know, holler me on Twitter. We'll talk, man. We'll set you up right, man. We'll get your cadence, we'll get your pace, get your structure right. You know what I mean? We'll get you making eye contact. We'll get you shoulder bumping, turning. We'll get you doing all of that, man. Shout me. You know what I mean?
All right. I like that. Do you feel like he's taking you seriously?
Yeah, man. I think he believes like this is his moment. This is his shot. And I've heard him say he wasn't expecting a shot like this. So this is probably the best he's gonna be, and he's probably gonna be the worst he's gonna be. You know, he's probably ain't gonna be able to balance certain things. So in his head, it's probably his best material, but in reality, he's going up against someone who can take your spirit like that.
Spooky.
Like that.
Spooky.
Like that, man.
He said a lot. Do you feel, and it's going to be the final question, do you feel disrespected?
Yeah, man. Like from the first trailer, get me. Be quiet, man. It's an opportunity given to you. You didn't earn this, man. So humble yourself. You know, the first time you say my name is disrespect coming out your mouth. You ain't done nothing. I'll research you. You ain't done nothing. Seeing poetry on you ain't done nothing. You're trying to be like some flipping internet celebrity. You can't even do that. This is your era. You can't even make your personality work for you. How are you gonna make your bars work for you, man? And you don't know how to put it together properly. And you talking to one of the greats. My elders don't talk to me how he's talking. It's harder to get respect from your elders, right? When I was doing this, they don't talk to me with the disrespect he's talking. My era never spoke to me with no disrespect like that. You get me? So how is this guy coming in, not even been doing it for 2 years, talking how he's talking? You're crazy. You're crazy, man. You don't even know how to, all these battles, he don't even know how to flipping impose himself to get clear wins against novices. And people are just allowing him to talk like this. They're not being on. They're just like, yeah, good sound bites.
On that point, like real talk, genuine real talk. Like, do you feel like he has a leg to stand on? Real talk.
Yeah, he has 2 legs, arm, and a mouth, man. He has everything needed to battle rap. He just don't know how to put it together. If he puts it together, like I'll give him props. I say, you know what, bro? You did good, man. If he does good, I might pull him to the side and say, you know what you should do? You should do this, try this. I've done it with everybody I've battled. Even when I battled Rivers, man, Rivers changed a little bit. Koj changed a little bit. You know? We all changed a little bit when we battle each other. You take the good points someone does and you use it. That's what someone who's smart does. You know what I mean? Be smart, boy. You know what I mean? Stop talking. If you want to know, I'm not going to tell you what to do, man, because I want you to be good, to be the best you can be, man. That's all we want at No Loose Chat, man. We don't want them to, see you as a failed project, a failed investment, man. So try hard, do your best. Do your best, man. Do your best.
We don't want them to see you as a failed investment, you just said. Shit. Tally, shout out the league in the building, says shout out to God. Salute to
Yes,
you.
Tally. I'm sure he called me afterwards, man. Let's talk, Tally.
Well, I'll let you go talk to Tally. I've got to go and chop it up with Caps in just a minute. I want to say thank you so much, Joker, for coming on, answering my questions. I've really enjoyed hearing from you the last couple of days.
No problem, man. Tell AJ, keep up the good work, man. Well, next time you see him, man, tell him keep the good work up, man. We're all proud of him, man.
I'll tell him.
Yeah,
I'll tell him.
We all got your best interest in heart, my man. All right.
Shout out Wiretap. Go and watch Wiretap's interviews on the Era versus Era card. You were getting more props earlier as well. Rascore says Joker's a beast. His wizard battle was fire. Shout out to the Maniac says, oh, why have I been reading that as the Mank the whole time? The Mank. I was thinking they commented this yesterday, Jenny the Peng librarian. I was thinking, do they say Peng in Manchester? Okay. I'm so old, I don't know what people say. But yeah, man like Joker Starr in the building. We are going to wrap up. Go and get the tickets for this event. If you want to see Joker Starr do whatever fulfill the lesson plan that he's got written for AJ. If you want to see if AJ can bark as loud as he bites and how effective. If you want to see if Joker can withstand someone of AJ's crowd and stage presence, like he said, get the tickets, get the pay-per-view, share the hell out of this, spread it far and wide. This is the event that everybody's talking about for good reason. So yeah, you will miss out. You will miss out. There is a finite number of tickets. Joker, thank you so much for coming on. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Yeah, we're out.